My name is Ken Wood. I'm a husband, I'm a father, and 10 months ago, I would have been categorized as obese. Here's how I changed my story. Life has a way of sneaking up on you. You never know when things are going to change. All you know is that you hope that you're ready for it. That moment came for me in January of this year after a wedding. I looked at a photo and saw a man in a picture frame that I was told was me, but I certainly couldn't believe it. When I went home that night, weighed myself, I realized something had to change. With 30 pounds left to go, I wanted to invite you along for the rest of this journey. And I want to encourage you to change your life for the better. So typically on Monday mornings, what I do is I do a fast Monday. What I do is really this. Sunday, probably around 3 or 4 o'clock, I stop eating. I do only water. I get up in the morning on Monday. I go through until about dinner time around 6:30, and then I eat. Okay. What I have to do is I have to restart really my metabolism. I really have to restart my week. Now, before we get too far, I do want to clarify something here. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm none of those things. What I am is a guy who was incredibly overweight and needed a way to lose the weight and be able to sustain that lifestyle long term. So I wasn't shooting for short term weight loss. That was not my goal, or I was not really trying to lose weight quickly. I was just trying to lose weight and retain muscle mass while also gaining a little bit more muscle mass in there. So that's what I've been doing. Now, I did see a doctor, and I am monitored once a month to make sure that I'm not running into the risk of gallstones or anything like that, or really causing more damage than I really need to. So bear that in mind. Before you do anything like this and you start doing what I'm doing, make sure you do what works for you. What this is about is following a system and a routine and an approach that worked incredibly well for me. And I think it'll do the same for you. So what I do is on Monday mornings, I'll get up and I actually don't do breakfast. I don't do breakfast and I don't do lunch. The only thing I eat on Monday is dinner. Then the rest of the week, Tuesday through Friday, is business as normal, right? So I'll do breakfast, I'll do lunch, and then I'll do dinner all Monday through Friday. And I'll show you what those meals look like individually. So Monday morning, what I do, as I do almost every morning, is I'll come in and I'll grab a Celsius. So Celsius, guys, I got to tell you, these things are so good. Here, I'll let you take a look at them. What I'll do with these is this is my coffee replacement. It's incredibly low calorie content. It's about 10 calories per can. I think it's the equivalent of 1.5 or 2 cups of coffee. I'm not sure on that. Yeah, it's 200 milligrams of total caffeine per serving. But it's zeros across the board. No high fructose corn syrup, none of that stuff. No aspartame, none of that. So it is really good to be able to just dive into it in the morning and have what you need there available. Hey everybody, I'm back from work. Just got home. It's about 5:42, coming up on 5:45 in the evening. Went by Publix and just had to get some more breakfast stuff and a couple of dinner items here. Now, here's typically what I do. I do like to switch it off a little bit. But for breakfast, when it's not my fasting day like Monday is, so starting tomorrow morning, so Tuesday morning, I typically do one avocado, petite avocado. I get these Del Monte ones from Publix. Pretty good deal, pretty easy. Also get some brown eggs, large brown eggs. I usually do 2 of those in the morning as well, scrambled typically. And if you guys haven't, it's kind of one of my guilty pleasures for breakfast. Now, obviously, bacon here, but yeah, it's a cracked black pepper bacon. It's really good. I mean, it is really good. I don't do bacon every morning, okay? What I have to do is check my macros throughout the day and make sure that I have room for that kind of thing. Now, I am not doing, despite what you see here, I'm actually not doing a keto diet or ketosis or ketone diet, I guess is what they call it. I don't do any of that. What I do is I take the foods that I like that I know have a healthy fat content, as well as a moderate to good protein content, and I put those together for breakfast in the morning.
Here's why I do that, and I don't do high carbohydrates or anything in the morning. I usually reserve this for after a run at night. During lunch, I try to do a smoothie. I'll make one of those smoothies for you in a video coming up. They're really, really good, and honestly, even if I weren't dieting, I'll be drinking those smoothies for the foreseeable future. They're delicious. But yeah, so for dinner, here's what I'm doing tonight. Went to Publix, as I mentioned, and I got hot Italian sausage. Some people will say, okay, well, that's incredibly high fat, and you know, if you do too much of that, you might have a problem. And you're telling me you're not doing ketosis. And, yeah, I'm not. I like hot sausage, but here's why I do the hot, not the mild sausage, because when you're actually eating spicy foods, your metabolism is burning quicker. Your body is working to cool itself off, as funny as that sounds. So you're actually getting to burn a little more calories, especially after a run like we're about to do. I'm about to do about a 3-mile run, and I'll be back here in, I guess, probably 26, 27 minutes or so, maybe 30 minutes if I'm running a little slower, and I'll be able to cook dinner and get all that done. But here's why that's good. So when I'm doing my run, running itself does not help you lose weight, right? There's nothing magical about running that helps you lose weight. But what running does is it increases your heart rate, which increases the amount of calories that you're able to burn. So if up to, like, I think it's 2.5 hours or 2 hours after exercise, it might even be more or less than that. I'm not sure if I remember correctly. But your body, after a run like that, a jog or a heavy walk, especially 15 minutes of sprinting, that's a big one. Your body is still in that state where it's burning those calories at the same rate that it was while you were in the middle of that exercise. So I do that typically. I usually am already done with my run by now, but I came home a little bit later just kind of because I had to go by the grocery store. So by 6:30, 6:45, I'm eating dinner, and the food that I'm eating, I'm ingesting and I'm putting in my body, and I'm getting to absorb the nutrients and everything from the food. But also I'm still burning calories. So I'm still burning a lot of the calories in there just simply for my run. Whereas if I go and I run in the morning, and that's fine, you run in the morning, it really depends on, oops, I almost dropped my camera. Really depends on what's best for you, what your body adjusts to. Mine just adjusts better at night. I like to run during the day when the sun is out so that I sweat a little bit more and I'm running a little bit harder. My body's working a little bit harder to cool itself off. And then I can come in and eat some of the best foods that I like. So anyway, we've got that hot Italian sausage. I also have the Mediterranean quinoa blend, or quinoa in general. I don't know if I'm going to do this tonight. What I think I might do I think what I might do tonight is my riced veggies, which is cauliflower and broccoli. Guys, this replaces rice. It replaces rice. It is fantastic. I love it. Or what I might do is my steamed broccoli with a light vinaigrette dressing on it and a hot Italian sausage. It really is so good. And I'll make that tonight and show you what that looks like. I think I'm going to go with the broccoli tonight. But let me go ahead, finish my run, and we'll check back in and we'll talk a little bit more. See ya.
This is a sustainable health plan. It's not a diet. It's not some fad thing. It's not some new thing. This is really simple. It's about replacing the foods that you indulge on with healthy foods that you actually like, right? I think what happens, everybody says, well, we got to have a diet plan. We've got to have all these structured, rigid kind of stuff. And before you know it, you go to the grocery store with the intent of buying all these healthy stuff. You do maybe 2 days worth of eating, and you realize you are incredibly unhappy and you just don't want to do it anymore. And then you throw the rotting vegetables and fruit out. Am I right? That's expensive, and it's not something I think you can do long term. So I wanted to find the things that I enjoy eating, that I would eat regardless, and just eat more of them. That was it. Watch my calorie count and make sure that I'm exercising on a regular basis.
truthfully, guys, that was it. One of the big boosters for me was eating my last meal on Sunday around 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then picking dinner back up on Monday at 5:30, 6 o'clock. So a full 24-hour fast, but just lots of water in between those 24 hours, so that my body could flush out anything that was backed up, anything that was in there that probably would prevent weight loss. Any excess water weight could be expelled. So here's what it looks like. Monday, I don't eat breakfast or lunch. Dinner is where I pick it up. And with my dinners, here's what I like to do. I like to keep it within the protein area with heavy amounts of vegetables. So for dinner, I would sometimes do a spinach salad with sliced chicken and maybe some orange navel sliced up and put in there with a light vinaigrette dressing. Guys, it's delicious. And let me tell you something about dinner. Dinner should never be big. Dinner does not need to be a big meal. We're so used to eating as a family, around the dinner table with all of the fixings and everything around you, eating to your stuff and then fall asleep at night. And that's not healthy. Dinner is not a big meal. Your biggest meal, honestly, should be lunch. And it doesn't necessarily mean a large meal. It just means a nutrient packed meal. It means that's where most of your veggies and your fruits and everything should be coming from, is from that larger meal. Ideally, you're eating, 4 to 5 small meals throughout the day. And if you're trying to lose weight, that's a great thing to do if you can do it. For me, I have an obsessive personality. Example, I have to do 3 meals. And for me, it is for breakfast, I'll do 2 scrambled eggs, an avocado, and maybe some bacon if I have it. So I'm putting it in there. It's high fat content, but it's also a moderate amount of protein content in there as well. So I will eat that, but that's where I'll get most of my protein and fat for the day. Then what I'll do is I'll hit lunch, and for lunch, oh guys, for lunch I'll do a smoothie where I take 2 handfuls of kale, baby kale, and I'll put them in a blender. I'll take Isopure banana protein powder, 1 scoop, put that in there, and that protein powder is delicious, guys. I mean, it's great. Then what I would do is I'd take an orange navel, slice it up, put it in a blender along with a kiwi, and I put the kiwi in there as well. Pour a little bit of water in there, maybe half a cup of water in there, and some ice cubes. Blend it up, and I'm telling you, it is, if not the most delicious smoothie I've ever had and continue to eat. It it is right up there. But it is incredibly nutrient packed, with the fibers and the fruit. You have almost your daily intake, like up to 60% of your daily intake just from that one smoothie, and it fills you up. And with one pack of everything I just listed, it makes about 2 servings worth. So you can go in there and be guiltless about it and really truly enjoy it. So I'll do that for lunch. Then I told you the dinner is like cut up chicken breast or flank steak or sirloin steak. I try to keep them small amounts in there with some salad and maybe some steamed broccoli on the side. These are foods I like. Find the healthy foods that you guys like and stick to those. But the reason I can't do the individual small snacky meals, between breakfast and then lunch and dinner, is because of I just have an obsessive type of personality. If I'll give you an example, like if I have kale chips, and I'm getting hungry and it's not quite lunchtime yet, and I have these kale chips with a ranch dressing on them, like a ranch, like a cool ranch dressing on the seasoning on the kale chips. I'll go through that bag of kale chips. Well, that defeats the purpose of eating healthy. All I'm doing is I'm extenuating another bad habit. That's overeating, overindulging just because I like the taste of something. That's not it. We should be eating to live, not living to eat, right? We need to be able to eat to live for fuel for our bodies and not live to eat. And we got to fix those. So I'm hoping at some point, in the near future, I can start introducing small little like peanuts here and there, and not eat a whole jar, but eat, just half a cup or so and be fine. But I just can't do that. If you can do that, great. It will really help your weight loss. It'll help you keep your metabolism going throughout the day, and you may even see better results than I did. Exercise is a huge part of what I did. When I started out, I tried to do 20 to 30 minutes of exercise. Actually, it was probably even less than that. I remember my first goal was just walk a mile. Just walk a mile. And so I did that. I would walk a mile every day, Monday through Friday. I would walk a mile. Very quickly, within a week and a half, probably, that mile turned to a mile and a half, turned to 2 miles, turned to 3 miles, turned to 4 miles. And I just kept going. Instead of walking, I ended up jogging, walking, jogging, walking, jogging, 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 to the point where I was jogging the entire time, and burning just an incredible amount of calories. And my body was in a point where it was burning fat for fuel, and I was watching the pounds fall off. Now, I have to say, it's really important that if you're going into changing your diet, and I know you guys hear this all the time, and it's not just to cover somebody's butt if they're giving you bad information, but go get the opinion of a doctor. Go get checked out by a nutritionist. Make sure you don't have any other diseases or anything like that that you just don't know about, and that you have that you're following a diet plan that's specific to your body. For me, I went and did that. I went and I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have any sort of ailments, any sort of issues. I followed up once a month with a weight loss physician to make sure I didn't have any sort of that I wasn't running the risk of any gallstones or anything painful like that that I'd have to worry about, or calcification in your gallbladder, right? So I want to make sure none of that was happening, because again, if you're eating a very rich, nutritious diet, which is great, but you have a lot of protein and it's very low calorie intake compared to what you're used to doing, if you go and implement exercise without knowing what your body's doing or being able to read and understand your body, you can run into some issues there. So make sure that you do understand, hey, I'm going to go into this, but you have to ease into it. And quite frankly, don't crash diet. Just don't crash diet. Make this the last day, right, of the rest of your life. You have got to get your goals in order and establish yourself on a healthy plan. Stop thinking about food as an escape. And that's what I did. I'm a Five Guys fanatic. I love Five Guys. Absolutely love Five Guys. And I get to still enjoy it on the weekends, once. And I might get rid of the bread occasionally. But I can still enjoy that. But Monday through Friday, I have to be strict. I have to be strict. And I find that in sticking to my routine Monday through Friday, I don't have any cravings anymore. Even on the weekends, I find that I'm consuming far less the amount of calories than I would have otherwise prior to starting this new way of life. Again, I have to harp on the exercise. That's where it comes in handy. Right now, I work out about 45 minutes to an hour a day. I have to set the time aside. It might be 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night, or it might be 10-minute intervals throughout the day. But whatever I have to do, I have to make sure I'm doing 45 minutes to an hour of exercise. This last week, my commitment was 2.5 miles jogging every day, Monday through Friday, and a 20-minute high-intensity training. Not weight training, it's just stuff that you can do here at the house. It's an at-home workout that consists of burpees, push-ups, narrow grip, normal grip, and wide grip push-ups. It consists of crunches, as you probably imagine, planking, and stuff like that really build your core and build your arm and build your pectorals. So what we want to do is make sure, again, that our body is burning calories even after we're done exercising. That was the big key to my success.